headlines today. The battle for South Carolina State continues. The House Ways and Means Committee will meet today to look at a resolution that would keep the school open. Now, that is if the president and board of trustees step down.
But even if SC State remains open, the administration has to worry about another serious issue, their accreditation. Here's my special report.
Even before some state lawmakers called for SC State to shut down for a year, the institution was already on probation by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, known as SACS. SACS is a regional accrediting agency recognized by the United States Department of Education.
Accreditation assures the general public that this is an institution that's offering stuff appropriate for higher education. It's gone through an external review.
They accredit institutions like the University of South Carolina, Clemson, and the University of Florida. SC State received their probation status last spring because the school failed to demonstrate financial stability to SACS. WACH Fox talked with SC State's President Thomas Elzey weeks before lawmakers made their controversial proposal. When he became president nearly 2 years ago, he inherited a school millions of dollars in debt.
What happened here at this university is that there were a couple of missteps. Those missteps meaning the previous administrations did not recognize the economic recession and the impact the recession would have on our student body.
Officials with SACS were already scheduled to visit SC State sometime this spring to determine if the school has made any progress. President Elzey says SC State received 2 loans from state lawmakers, one for $6 million and another for $12 million. That loan will be dispersed over a period of 3 years, but it still wasn't enough, and that's why lawmakers got fed up.
Despite the fact that we now have resources to pay our bills, we need about $50 million for this university over the next 5 years. $50 million will help us in those areas: recruitment, retention, retaining our good faculty, fixing our facilities.
Now back to the issue at hand, the accreditation. So what happens if SC State were to close before the end of this semester?
They would have to apply all over again as, for membership. It generally takes 2 to 3 years because we have about 95 principles to which they have to demonstrate compliance, which includes financial stability.
That means any student who's on the verge of graduating this spring would get a non-accredited degree. You would only get credit for the years that the school was accredited for. Other students attending the school would no longer receive federal financial aid because only accredited schools get federal funds.
I would hope that if the General Assembly did choose to do this, that they would wait until the end of the academic year, if not the fiscal year, so that it doesn't negatively impact the students. The students didn't do this.
Some state lawmakers passed a resolution to remove SC State's Board of Trustees and the president. But Dr. Whelan warns this could be a bad move.
They can remove the Board of Trustees because they appoint the Board of Trustees, but the trustees appoint the president. So if they also try to get rid of the president, then they would be in violation of our standards. And we have a standard that says there has to be a board, and it has to be at least 5 people, and it has to be free from undue political influence.
Well, if you're a student with a non-accredited degree, it'll be pretty difficult for you to get a job. And also, if you want to go to grad school, it'll be difficult too because graduate programs will not accept you if you don't have a degree from an accredited university. And also, if you're a faculty member, let's say you're doing some research, those research dollars could be pulled from you because, once again, the federal government only gives federal funding to schools that are accredited.
Wow, what a mess. Well, as we mentioned, we'll be at that House Ways and Means Committee meeting today. We'll let you know what happens.